I traveled a lot as a kid. Almost every year we changed cities. Space and time, location and my age were just certain coordinates of what I was doing. We almost never went back to the same place twice. And somehow I created this idea that one day I'd be able to come back not only to any location, but also to any age I wish. And that's what I started doing, visiting my old places and leaving messages to my younger self. Or trying to hear my wiser self from the best alternatives of future me when I visit a place for the first time, feeling that there is something special there. Today, I have something very important to share with my 11-year-old self. After numerous trips all over the world, we settled for a while. It's not the first time I visit myself, so I don't need any introduction.
I knew you would be here today. I remember what we talked about, and I am now studying architecture.
And today, I'll tell you something amazing about the architecture of the future.
I know. Since we last met, I've done my homework. In ancient times, architects worked in harmony with nature. They used landscape, the wind, the angle of the sun, and other natural conditions to provide natural heating in winter. And cooling in summer. The builder professional combines the living space with the surrounding reality, finding individual solutions for each house. Beautiful sunny galleries, walls and floors that retain the heat, holes in the walls for ventilation, and many others, so these passive houses function by themselves, keeping the temperature pleasant. Times passed, people wanted ready-to-use solutions and almost forgot this conscious, individualized way of building. Modern buildings require heaters in winter and air conditioners in summer. Today, we are coming back to sustainable architecture, reducing the need of any artificially generated energy. There are numerous projects in sustainable architecture all over the world. We don't have to live in the dark ages. Humanity, progress, and nature can exist together in harmony. Is that what you wanted to tell me?
Amazing. How did you learn that?
Once we settled, we started hosting travelers using different travel websites. We're not a hotel that's open for everyone. We don't invite strangers. We invite people that we really like. And one day, we got a request from an architect. He was traveling the world, helping people to design and build sustainable and modern settlements. He shared with me architecture, design, physics, and even football when I was tired of studying.
I remember hosting travelers. People started connecting to each other, creating the economy of sharing. Young people back then didn't want to be held back by possessions, and they were happy to swap, rent, share, and let others use things that they weren't using. Cars, apartments, giving new life to the lonely dresses in the closet.
Yeah, interesting.
Of course interesting. The sharing economy was named the idea that changed the world, though sometimes people wanted to profit from it. They were applying old habits to the new philosophy, looking for crowds of customers and consumers, losing the sense of using things consciously.
So, how did that idea change the world?
We weren't expecting anything in return from our guests. Their arrival brought us whole new worlds.
Mom?
Could you stay a bit longer?
I was just going to ask you the same. Yeah? I mean, my skills together with your questions and your perception, it just makes me see solutions I've never thought of. What's going on here? I was hoping to stay longer, but I was hesitating to ask you. I'm taking your room, I'm getting all of these ideas, and I'm taking your vegetables, and but I'm not giving anything in return. You know, architecture is part of me, and I'm always talking about it, but she's an amazing listener.
I know it's illogical, but actually your taking enriches us. And as for the vegetables, a friend of mine is experimenting with rooftop gardening and permaculture, and she has more vegetables than her family can consume. If we don't all take it, it will spoil.
Yeah, by taking, we were helping.
Indeed, it had no logic. That's why I came to you today. The moment when I wanted to learn architecture, a professional was looking for a place to stay. The moment when someone, for example the traveler that we hosted, cooked too much and had to throw away the leftovers. There was someone, for example a talented journalist, whose project got rejected and she decided to skip her dinner. The moment someone wanted to drive, there was someone's car that desired to hit the road. Today, I came here to tell you that humanity is balanced. We have everything. The moment you can't handle something alone, there is one person in the world whose needs perfectly match yours. Soon we'll learn the ways. How to find the one who is in need of what I have in excess of. The one who is in need of what I love doing. The one who wants to share what I need and find what he needs. When our guest shares his talents, he's not losing, he's gaining. When we have something that stays idle, we can give it a new life by sharing it. The journalist took this dress from us. She took a dinner from the traveler. But no one is losing. We're all gaining.
I don't drive very often. Here, you can drive it every day.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I can give you vegetables in return.
No, we don't need to exchange. You are giving my car a new life by taking it. Look, it's all dusty and will rust.
Thank you very much.
If they didn't connect, her vegetables would spoil. His car would rust, just like many others. People perceived giving as losing, aiming to own and accumulate, not noticing that holding things make them waste more. As for thousands of years, they couldn't see beyond a few connections. But now, anyone in the world is here, within the reach of my arm. This balance wasn't just a new service or a new website. No one organized it for us. Acceptance of this balance was a joint effort. The traveler that we once hosted is not obliged to give anything in return to anyone. But she likes to cook. Before, she was wasting food and wasting her chef's talent. Until she noticed she can share her passion, and someone needs her creations. By sharing, she's gaining her art.
So I traveled the world, gained my chef's talent, and met a lot of amazing people. Fantastic! It will be a great article.
After a while, the journalist became famous, writing about the sharing economy, zero waste, and a dance of lives between people. People were always very creative, and finally, we found an outlet for this creativity by sharing our skills, producing high-quality things instead of wasting our talents. High-quality clothes will last for long. Energy-efficient houses will accept many guests, and there are no ready-to-use solutions that fit everyone. But when your heart is looking for something, there is another one in this world whose life is an answer to your question. That's how the exchange of lives started. Soon this geometry started bringing us to the fact that our daily bread and a comfort life is unavoidable every new day. First, our activities and actions stopped being correlated to money. Then, we didn't have a need to spend for a living anymore. No one canceled money. We still could use it. But we just didn't need to. When I give, I don't need anything from that person. I need something else. Money was created as an agreement between all of us. That later, I can get what I need. And later, I won't be in need. In the 21st century, we overcame the need for money as a medium of exchange. And then we just stopped using it. People stopped abusing other countries' economies, making international relations easy.
That would sound like a fairy tale to people in my time.
And internet would sound like a fairy tale to our grandmother. Or a device that can instantly open any library, music, or image, and can connect her easily with one of the billions neighbors around her, whose life is an answer to her question. It was difficult to imagine this balance at first. People never had this concept before. You can happily share what you can with someone who you truly like. Older generations depended on money in order to travel, to live beautifully, to raise and educate their kids. They thought money was making them free, but it was just a habit.
Do you mean that people started working for free?
Hello?
How would you like to write for us for free? You know, to get some exposure.
No, thank you.
No, we didn't start working for free. We did what a forest does. Trees are connected with a network of fungi, and when one tree lacks nutrition, other trees send what is required. And the moment we need someone, there is someone who needs us too. Actually, some people had tried to live above the money concept, even before this. Here's James. He decided to live without money and share his lifestyle with others. But he started to neglect the material side of life and avoid his responsibilities. Then he decided that money will come to him thanks to the great balance, and started demanding material wealth from others. Then he decided to follow his passion, and then to monetize it. As before, only money could prove that someone needed James. Then he learned to visualize and materialize, and his income appeared. But he had to spend it for unpredictable expenses. As in his heart, he never felt wealthy. He also read that some cultures try to help people to share as an obligation. But it didn't work well. Remember architecture. In sustainability, there are no ready-to-use solutions for every building to follow. We started something that never existed before. Those who had a lot of money felt good. No one would steal from them anymore. Those who had a lot of meaning in their heart felt good as well. The architect stayed with our family for 3 months. Every day I was studying with him. That helped me to enroll in an architecture school later. In the future, where I became an architect, we're honest and responsible in our work, as motivation and rewards are coming not from the payment. My creations move me forward. And one after another, we started living above the need to pay or be paid for our lives. And quite soon, this pure dance of lives opened the way to some new technologies.
Which ones?
Scientific discoveries help us to see the invisible. Quanta, neurotransmitters, neuron, special chemical messengers in our body that are signaling from one cell to another. When we understood that we are not alone, when we stopped wasting our talents and skills, our things and food, stopped wasting our time and ideas, our life filled up with peace and delight. Our work was like a dance. And the new technologies showed us that in these moments of delight, something happens in our body. So, in these moments of delight, a human being lights up, glowing, signaling, with plain, steady, measurable light. Anyone knows this light and feels it. When you're so delighted that you forget to eat, when you're so fulfilled that you can sleep. So firstly, after acknowledging our inner energy, we became less hungry, less tired, and healthier overall. Secondly, we learned how to transform this inner gold into usable energy. And soon, we started transforming everything into energy, just like invisible steam transforms into water. That's what I wanted to tell you today. Before, people knew only exchange. Then, we noticed a great balance in our humanity. Some people think they have nothing to share. But everyone has something. His talent, ideas, things, or his time. When we enjoy doing something, we want to share it with a person that we really like. Agreeing with people around us, we understood that we can connect above the money concept. Not as an exchange, not for free, but in a new way. Enjoying what we do, we fill our lives with delight. And thanks to the modern technologies, we transform this delight into energy. So we don't depend on food or any other fuel anymore. That's the architecture of the future. A modern human in my time is like a sustainable house, living and acting in harmony with its surroundings.
So, do I have any homework before we meet again?
This light, or goldy light, splashes around you when you're in peace, or thankful when you're a beautiful fire, when you're blossoming. Just notice these moments, and that's it.
Wait, what about me?
In the best alternatives of James's future, he stopped wasting time of others by selling them his pretense. He stopped wasting his life trying to sell it for money. He didn't know what he can give, but still he tried to connect with someone without aiming to earn, but enjoying both his action and the person next to him. And suddenly he understood. The simplicity of the world is to be interesting to someone as a human, not as a service, not as a product. You're alive and move forward when others need you. And this is the architecture of life.